Good morning. Just a quick run through today. I'm going to be focusing on developing a pitch for the web application that I'm developing with SetSquared. It's designed to help people speed up the process of getting support for the development of their new research-based innovation. It's primarily designed at this point for university researchers because that's who the client is, but the IP for the web application is retained by me, and I've developed it as a result of working with innovators and entrepreneurs, particularly within the advanced science and STEM research area over the last 10 years. So the primary focus for the application is to help people to identify the basis for a narrative that they would use when presenting their proposition to prospective investors, but also to prospective early adopters. Now, in each case, the researcher, the entrepreneur and the innovator needs to find an early adopter, a first customer or first customers, to take their proposition and to basically work with them and develop it. Once they've found the organization, usually the organization to work with, the focus then is on understanding exactly how that proposition would be integrated within the usual sort of operational processes. So giving you an example, the development of a new hydraulic system for controlling robots within a nuclear decommissioning, whilst decommissioning a nuclear plant. There are obviously a huge number of considerations when looking at the introduction of that new technology. What's it going to replace? How is it going to operate? What training is required? What are the safety parameters that it needs to work to? All of these things need to be worked out once the feasibility of the proposition has actually been established. So the purpose of the web application is to help people to position their idea, their proposition more effectively based on the value that the recipient is going to get from it. So predominantly over recent years, or basically for as long as any of us can remember, the value of adopting a new technology has mainly been focused on the financial value. So what's the return on investment that can be gathered from the process? Who's going to be benefiting financially from it, and how much money is it either going to save or make for the adopter? Increasingly in recent years, there is an additional set of considerations that have been brought to the front, and those are around the area of sustainability and social and environmental impact. Now, what the whole premise of the web application is to help people to understand that by adjusting and refining the narrative that they are presenting to support the introduction or promotion of their new idea, to include the sustainability angle, to include the social and environmental impact that that proposition is going to develop or introduce, the message is likely to be received by a different and arguably more senior group of people within the adopting organization. The reason for that is that increasingly companies are both having to, through direct and mandated changes in their reporting methods, depending on what size they are, or by the general peer pressure and an acknowledgement that it's important to understand and to mitigate the impact that one's company is delivering onto society and the environment. So basically quite a lot of peer pressure to address this as well. Now, the more effectively these companies are able to argue the benefits that can be realized from their application or from their use of new technology, the better for them. So if you can help them to do that, then you're going to make it easier for them to justify the adoption and investment in your new technology, and you're also going to be in a position to help them to understand how they can actually measure and manage the impact that you're proposing they introduce. So that's essentially the premise, making it easier for people to adopt new technology, making it easier for people to promote new technology, and making it easier for people to invest in new technology, purely by introducing a lens that will allow all parties to understand and assess the social and environmental impact that proposition is likely to introduce, and to do it in a way that plugs into the existing reporting structures and evaluation structures that are being used by innovators, adopters, and investors, the three primary stakeholders and value recipients of the web application. So my aim over the next couple of days is to prepare a pitch for this. There is I believe a significant value for adopting this approach and for this simple web application for both individuals who want to improve their narrative, want to improve their ability to present their message, but also and predominantly the organizations that are supporting the development of these new technologies. So I'm talking about university research teams, innovation departments, accelerator programs, research and development teams within corporations, corporate venture capital departments, impact investors, a host of people, including perhaps community-based projects that are looking to get philanthropic support. This is a potentially good way of providing some justification or some basis to philanthropic supporters. So there's a clear pitch. There's a clear value proposition. There's a clear set of customer segments that are presented. There is a clear route to market. The market itself is not limited just to the UK, and one of the things that I want to be looking at is the potential for approaching foreign markets, particularly in the US, and seeing whether or not I can get an independent group of testers to work with me on the development, the next round of development of the app. So by getting the proposition together and understanding the revenue model, which is based on a white labeling of the application, we've got a situation where we're able to capture large amounts of information on prospective innovation that is being introduced into the marketplace, and also an understanding of what the social and environmental impact of that is likely to be over time. And as a result of building up that data, we've then got the potential to report on where the greatest areas of activity and potential are, and thereby provide some sort of horizon scanning or knowledge-based service. So there's a ton of stuff to put together. There's, in my mind at least, a very clear angle as to why there is value in developing and approaching or developing this area, and over the next couple of days that's what I'm going to be doing. So I want to be putting together a video for a number of people. I think that the next step is to deconstruct the proposition and turn this into something that is a very clear pitch, and to run through this again. Anyway, I'm going to call that a day this morning, and look forward to catching up with you at some point soon. But I hope that this morning's practice run on the live stream has perhaps been a little bit more fluid than beforehand. And anyway, like I said, if you are tuning in, then the whole thing is a practice run for me, to help me to improve my ability to talk to the camera and to improve my web streaming and video production skills. So, getting better day by day. Catch up with you soon. Signing off now.